Thanks for joining us for CBN News Today. I'm Charlene Israel.
And I'm Ephraim Graham. In the news, a shooting in Oklahoma is sending shockwaves across the nation. Three teenagers have been charged in the death of a college baseball star gunned down in broad daylight. And investigators say one suspect claims that they did it just because they were bored. Mark Martin has the disturbing details.
Did he say what's wrong with him?
58 minutes.
He said he's shot.
The victim is 22-year-old Christopher Lane, who authorities say was jogging when the suspects drove by and opened fire. The star athlete, born in Australia, was attending East Central University in Oklahoma on a baseball scholarship.
He gave up a lot to follow his dream. He gave up Friday nights and 18th parties to be at the VIS at 8 o'clock the next morning.
They were a really lovely couple.
Lane had left his girlfriend Sarah Harper's house shortly before he was gunned down.
I'm really glad that I got the 4 years with him.
This week, prosecutors charged two Oklahoma teenagers, 15-year-old James Edwards Jr. and 16-year-old Chauncey Luna, with first-degree murder. A third teen is charged as an accessory. Police say the boys went out last Friday looking for a thrill killing. Investigators say one of the suspects claimed, "We were bored and had nothing to do."
They witnessed the young man run by on the street, chose him as the target.
The teens allegedly posted this cryptic message on social media. Bang, 2 drops in 2 hours. Authorities say their goal was to kill at least one other person. Business owners with surveillance video near the scene of the murder helped police track down the teens. Meanwhile, back in Australia on the field where Lane first played baseball, home plate is now covered in flowers to honor a 22-year-old man taken by senseless violence.
Has he stopped breathing? Yes. Yes, they said he has.
Mark Martin, CBN News.
A collective sigh of relief near Atlanta after a gunman allegedly threatened to kill everyone at an elementary school there. Anxious parents fearing another Newtown massacre as the gunman exchanged fire with police. In the end, no one was killed and the suspect was taken into custody. His brother says 20-year-old Michael Brandon Hill has a history of mental ill issues.
I couldn't tell you what his mindset was when he went up in there. I honestly can tell you that he's got a long history of medical disorders and everything, including bipolar.
A school clerk is being credited with calming down the gunman. She told ABC News that she was scared like everyone else, so she just started praying in the spirit. She is giving God all the glory.
Senator Ted Cruz is renouncing his Canadian citizenship. The move came after the Dallas Morning News stated that Senator holds dual citizenship. The Texas Republican and Tea Party favorite was born in Canada, but his mother is American. Cruz says, quote, "Nothing against Canada, but I am an American by birth, and as U.S. Senator, I believe I should be only an American."
When I was a kid, my mother told me if I ever wanted to, I could affirmatively choose to claim Canadian citizenship because I was born there. But I got a U.S. passport, never did anything to claim it, have lived my whole life here, and so I thought that was the end of the matter.
All the citizenship talk is igniting more speculation about a possible Cruz run for the White House in 2016.
A coalition of evangelical groups is launching a $400,000 radio ad campaign about immigration reform. The ads will air in 56 congressional districts. They feature local pastors and national voices encouraging the passage of immigration reform.
I'm asking you to join a growing movement of Christians who are appealing to our political leaders for immigration solutions that respect each person's God-given dignity,
respect the rule of law,
protect family unity,
guarantee secure borders,
ensure fairness to taxpayers,
and establish a path towards citizenship.
The ads will air for 2 weeks. They call on listeners to pray for lawmakers as immigration legislation moves through Congress.
The Obama administration is using a contest offering cash and prizes in an effort to get young people to sign up for Obamacare. The Department of Health and Human Services teamed up with the group Young Invincibles to launch the online video contest. They want participants to put together videos promoting why people should sign up for Obamacare. The Young Invincibles website reads, "This is your chance to help your friends and other young people learn about their new health insurance options." The contest offers more than 100 prizes worth up to a total of $30,000.
The state of Iowa may soon restrict so-called webcam abortions. Supporters say they provide necessary medical care to rural areas, but opponents argue they do more harm than good. And now the Iowa Board of Medicine is taking a closer look. David Brody has that story from Des Moines.
Iowa was the first state in the country to use telemedicine abortions. Currently, a woman can walk into a clinic, sit in front of a camera, and consult with a doctor.
He will push a remote control button, and then a drawer will pop open where the girl is, and the girl will be instructed to take out 2 bottles of pills.
The woman takes the first set of pills while she's at the clinic, and then the next set is taken at home over the next 24 through 48 hours. Throughout the whole telemedicine or webcam abortion process, the patient never once has to be in the same room as a doctor. But that soon may change.
The state of Iowa's Board of Medicine is intended to place into rule that they will no longer administer the abortion pills telemedically without a doctor present. And the reason for that is because of the increased risk it has on the woman.
14 members of the medical community and more than 20,000 Iowans petitioned the state board asking for a change in the rules when it comes to webcam abortions. If it happens, Iowa wouldn't be the first state to restrict the use of the procedure. 11 other states already require that a doctor be present while a chemical abortion of this kind is performed. The argument against these telemedicine abortions in places like Iowa has been that, for the most part, if you're in big cities like Des Moines, you don't really need them. However, if you're in rural areas in a place like Iowa, that's a much different story.
Telemedicine in general can be very helpful to be able to, help and consult a woman over video from a rural community can be very helpful, but it's just not a standard of practice.
And when a procedure like an abortion is involved in long-distance medicine over the internet, problems can come up.
Because when you go to a doctor and you have questions, yes, they say that they have somebody on call for that, but I receive phone calls on a regular basis complaining of bleeding and they don't know if it's too much, pain, just different side effects from the abortion.
Planned Parenthood of the Heartland has performed about 3,000 webcam abortions since 2008. They say the push to end the practice is nothing more than a political game. In an editorial in the Des Moines Register, the group's president wrote, quote, "Decisions on medicine should be based on science, facts, and sound evidence, not on opinions or beliefs. Politicizing the Iowa Board of Medicine destroys the concept and integrity of healthcare as we know it." Even so, the board is moving forward, letting Iowans weigh in on the issue. Both opponents and supporters of a telemedicine abortion will have their chance to speak out at public hearings in late August. But in the end, the Iowa Board of Medicine will get to make the final decision on the future of telemedicine abortions in the state. David Brody, CBN News, Des Moines, Iowa.
The Iowa Board of Medicine will hold its public hearing on the matter next Wednesday.
In South Dakota, a national effort to reach out to atheists and agnostics is showing up on billboards across the state. 7 billboards invite those that don't believe in God to join the club. Their appearance marks the formal launch of the South Dakota Coalition for Reason, an alliance of 7 non-theistic groups. The ad campaign is part of a nationwide program started in 2009 that spread to 33 states and the District of Columbia. The billboards will be up until September 15th.
Evangelical Christians and other minority faiths are targets for persecution in several former Soviet republics. That is according to the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom. The panel's 2013 report concluded that Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan are the worst abusers, and each should be designated a country of particular concern. Those governments strictly regulate religion, forcing non-sanctioned faiths to worship underground. That includes evangelical house churches, whose members face arrest and imprisonment if their services are raided.
The Egyptian government is cracking down on the Muslim Brotherhood, arresting more of the group's top leaders and allies. More than 1,000 Brotherhood members have been arrested across the country in recent days. Cleric Safwat Hagazi, a fiery preacher, was captured at a checkpoint near the Libyan border. State-run media says he was disguised as a woman, and a Muslim Brotherhood spokesman was detained at Cairo airport while attempting to flee to Italy. The arrests come just a day after authorities detained the Brotherhood's supreme leader, a spiritual guide, Mohammed Badi. Meanwhile, the White House has announced a cabinet-level meeting to discuss the possibility of cutting aid to Egypt. Coming up, see what happens to critics of Islam, how Muslim groups are silencing free speech right here in the United States.
Today we're on a field trip to discover what inflation is doing to our paper money. In this hand is a $20 bill, and in this hand is a $20 US gold coin. They used to have the same buying power, but how much can they buy today? In this first basket is what my $20 bill buys: milk, bread, peanut butter, and jelly. And here's what one $20 gold coin will buy: 6 baskets full, worth nearly $2,000, almost 100 times more food, simply by owning gold dollars instead of paper dollars. History shows that the gold coins have been the best way to beat the rising cost of living. So class, the moral is that unless you want to live on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in the future, you should turn some paper dollars into gold coins now. How and why is explained in a new book, The Great Debasement. Call the number below for a totally free copy. And that's the simple truth.
Help! If an emergency happened right now, you can have help at the push of a button with Medical Alert.
Remember when I took that fall, Mary?
Oh, yes, that was terrible.
Yes, it was. Help! And I thought, what if you hadn't been there? I ordered my Medical Alert the next day.
I can't describe how safe I feel now with my Medical Alert. You didn't know I was wearing it, did you?
Medical Alert is easy to install, waterproof, and covers you inside your home and out.
It helps me feel safe from fires, break-ins.
And of course, a Medical Alert. And if you don't have a home phone, don't worry. They have that covered.
There's always help at the push of a button. Don't wait till you need it.
Get Medical Alert for less than $1 a day. There are no long-term contracts. Order now and get your second button free. Call for your free brochure.
For your free Medical Alert system with second button free, call 800-575-8507.
Israel's Counterterrorism Bureau is warning of a plot to hit Israeli and Jewish targets worldwide in the coming weeks. Dozens of countries were listed as having concrete indications of a terrorist threat. There's a concern terror acts will be aimed to coincide with upcoming Jewish holidays like Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, as well as the anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks. The Bureau says Israeli businessmen and ex-government officials are prime targets for assassination or kidnapping.
Civil liberties advocates are accusing the government of backlisting Muslims who try to become U.S. citizens. The American Civil Liberties Union of Southern California says immigration officers are told to find ways to deny applications deemed to be national security concerns. This program often puts Muslim citizenship applications on hold for years. A U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services spokesman says the agency checks the background of immigrants applying for benefits and will not sacrifice public safety to expedite the process.
Police in Illinois have canceled an anti-terrorism training class due to objections from a Muslim advocacy group. The session was to have been taught by Sam Karoba of Florida-based Counterterrorism Operations Center. His class was called Islamic Awareness as a Counterterrorism Strategy. The Chicago branch of the Council on American Islamic Relations regards Karoba as an anti-Muslim. The group claims he has made inaccurate statements about Islam.
For years, the Council on American Islamic Relations has targeted anyone who dares to speak out against Islamic extremism. And for the most part, this American Muslim pressure group has succeeded in silencing critics. Eric Stakelbeck reports.
His courage leading missions in war zones like Iraq, Somalia, and Panama earned him a Bronze Star and Purple Heart. Yet an invitation for retired Lieutenant General Jerry Boykin to speak at a West Point prayer breakfast resulted in anything but a hero's welcome. The Council on American Islamic Relations, or CARE, joined a coalition of far-left groups in protesting Boykin's appearance due to his supposed Islamophobia. Boykin, a strong critic of radical Islamist groups like the Muslim Brotherhood, eventually withdrew from the event.
In consultation with the faculty, the staff at West Point, who clearly wanted me to withdraw to save the embarrassment of them having to cancel my invitation, I did so.
CARE, which led the charge against Boykin, has come under major scrutiny from federal authorities in recent years. In 2007, it was named an unindicted co-conspirator in the largest terrorism financing trial in American history. In 2009, a federal judge ruled that, quote, ample evidence exists linking CARE to the terror group Hamas. And in 2011 congressional testimony, FBI Director Robert Mueller said no formal relationship existed with CARE because of concerns about the group's national leadership. Nevertheless, CARE continues as a go-to source for the mainstream media and has seen success lobbying against critics of Islamic supremacy.
If they can get West Point to bend, what's next?
CARE is still very influential. And it is influential primarily because the leadership in America today, and I don't mean just at the national level, but all over, is still catering to CARE, still giving them credibility and giving them the opportunity to wield power in America.
CARE successfully pressured the NYPD to stop showing a documentary called The Third Jihad at counterterrorism training courses. The film, which is narrated by a moderate Muslim, details the rise of Muslim Brotherhood front groups in America.
Third Jihad, by the way, criticizes CARE and exposes them, so of course they don't want the NYPD to know.
National security expert Ryan Morrow works for the Clarion Fund, which produced The Third Jihad.
The NYPD and government agencies will say, well, if we want to have cooperation with the Muslim community, we have to please CARE.
Pleasing CARE apparently includes preventing testimonies of ex-Muslims. Kamal Salim, a former Islamic terrorist who became a Christian, says his speech at a Michigan high school was shut down after the local CARE chapter complained.
People like us talking about their secrets and their ideology and how it's done, they tried to swiftly destroy them.
Eric Stackelbeck, CBN News.
Up next, he could be coming to your church to check things out. Meet the secret church shopper after this.
Attention sleep apnea patients. Are you tired of the expense and hassle of getting your CPAP and BiPAP supplies? Are you fed up with dealing with ill-fitting, leaking, or worn-out masks and straps? Are you worried about the effects that unsanitary tubes, cushions, and filters have on your health? If you said yes to any of these questions, Allied Medical Supply Network has the solution to your problems. You could qualify to have your supplies regularly delivered right to your door at little or no cost to you. That's right, no more inconvenience, no worn-out masks and straps, no more unsanitary equipment, just restful sleep. Call Allied Medical Supply Network today to determine if you may qualify to receive your fresh, brand-name supplies at little or no cost. Don't delay. Call us now to see if you are eligible to save money on regular delivery of your CPAP and BiPAP supplies. Call 1-800-815-9947. That's 1-800-815-9947. Or go to cpapsupplyhelpline.com.
Announcing an important breakthrough in healthcare that can benefit everyone. If you or anyone you love needs affordable health insurance, regardless of a pre-existing medical condition, call Quick Insurance 123 today and get the immediate relief you deserve. Quick Insurance 123 was created to provide affordable health insurance to all uninsured Americans, with or without pre-existing conditions. This is not a discount card. This is a real insurance program that lets you choose from many affordable health plans, with access to doctors, hospitals, emergency services, and more. So call the number on your screen now and get the health coverage you need just for calling. As a special bonus, we'll send you a free prescription savings card that could save you up to 85% on your prescriptions. That's right, you could save up to 85% on your prescriptions just for calling. Call Quick Insurance 123 to find out how you can get affordable health insurance and receive your free prescription savings card just for calling. Don't wait. Getting a free quote is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call today.
Well, you may have heard of mystery shoppers. They go into department stores undercover and evaluate customer service.
Well, now there is a new twist to this concept. Pastors are using it to make their churches better.
Don't be nervous. I got to be straight with you. You're an undercover boss.
From undercover boss.
You just had 2 new servers that just started today.
Sarah and Dustin.
They are our undercover mystery diner waitresses.
To mystery diners. The covert concept not only creates popular television shows, it's answering the prayers of some church leaders.
The concept of the secret church shopper is not original to me.
But Thomas Harrison has added the angle of mystery worshiper.
Even the American Medical Association recommends to their member doctors to have secret patient shoppers.
And this former pastor gets calls from churches across the country to secretly check things out.
I never know when the phone rings, if it's New York or Chicago or Los Angeles or some other place. I have the most interesting questions that people ask me.
Harrison finds some most interesting things on these visits.
I've noticed poison sumac growing in the flower beds next to the main entrance, 4 foot tall. Churches are cluttered. They have collections of materials in various places. There seems to be no order. And if you think about it, we do that at our home too. There have been occasions, honestly, when I have entered the worship facility and exited and no one has spoken to me.
Harrison's attention to detail is only exceeded by his heart for helping churches improve and reach more people with the gospel. We followed him on a recent secret visit to Mason City Christian Church in central Illinois.
I'm really excited about what Mr. Harrison the ministry that he has, and I want to share it with a lot of people, but I have to keep that to myself.
Pastor Joe Brazino invited Harrison, but he's just a bit nervous about what his church members will think when they find out.
It's almost like you've been punked. No, I think that there'll be a good reception. You know, I've been working with my leaders here at the church, doing a lot of leadership training and kind of preparing them without them knowing.
When the pastor first came to lead the Mason City congregation, it was meeting here in this building and hovered at about 200. It quickly grew to 400 members strong and relocated, but it's hovered at that 400 number for the last few years.
Since we moved into this larger building, we have begun to attract people from surrounding towns and villages around here. Some drive 30 miles, some drive 40 miles. We've also noticed in our church that we've had people come, but they'll stay for a while and then they'll leave, and we try to seek to reach out to them. So there's been a little bit of for lack of a better word, of a revolving door.
Many times, the experience that a guest will have at a church determines whether that guest returns to become a member or not.
With that in mind, Harrison pays close attention to how church members greet guests. After all these years, one story still stands out, though he would never reveal where it happened.
During the fellowship time where everyone is shaking hands, a woman behind me leans over past me to shake the hand of the woman in front of me, and in the process doesn't say, hello, move, you're in my way, or anything. So I feel abandoned while everyone else is shaking hands and I'm just standing here. And prior to that, I had been bumped from my seat 2 times.
Harrison urges churches to make reaching people who are new to the church experience a top priority. So, after every visit, he delivers a 30 to 50-page report to help the church improve. It's based on the 5-Star Church, a book dedicated to Christian excellence.
The same God who called us also made us, and there are occasions when our body does not function the way God intended or designed, and we have to go to a doctor or to a physical therapist, and the same God that heals us also provides these occupations. So it's all about diagnosis. It is a snapshot of what's happening in this congregation at this moment in time.
And that's the picture Pastor Brazino hopes will help his members make a difference.
All of us as pastors, we have blind spots. And no matter how much research we do or how much we seek to improve what we're doing for the glory of God and the effectiveness of, his kingdom, I think that there are areas that we all could improve on.
So true what he said, that
Indeed.
There are blind spots that they're not
Indeed.
aware of.
Sad part is everybody's got a bad church experience story to share.
I think I could add my name to
We
that
need more
list.
of that. Same here. Same here. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When you're driving along and your cell phone rings, do your eyes instantly go off the road? Then you need to get a grip. Hi, David Jones here with the new Grip Go, the most versatile hands-free mount that will instantly grip any phone for safe driving. Just attach the suction cup to your windshield or dash, and Grip Go grabs your phone ultra fast that it peels right off. And don't worry, there's no sticky residue left behind. The 360-degree pivoting mount allows you to always get the perfect viewing angle. It's even strong enough to grab and hold this expensive smartphone out the window, yet it comes right off with ease. That's the advantage of Grip Go. You can get the amazing Grip Go with dashboard mount for only $14.95. We'll send you a second kit free. Just pay separate processing and handling. Get 2 complete Grip Go systems for just $14.95.
To order Grip Go for $14.95 plus processing and handling, call 1-800-709-5259 or order online at getgripgo.com.
Jim is 38, mortgage, married, 3 great kids. He wants to protect his family with a $500,000 term life insurance policy. What do you think it'll cost him? $100 a month? 60? 40? Actually, none of the above. Jim can get a $500,000 policy from a highly rated insurer for under $19 a month. His secret? SelectQuote. SelectQuote is impartial. They'll comparison and shop the pick of insurance companies like these to give you a choice of your best prices. SelectQuote has great savings on term life for women, too. Jim's wife, Deidre, can get a $500,000 policy for under $16 a month. SelectQuote has helped make term life insurance affordable for hundreds of thousands of people since 1985. How about you? Just call this number or go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Members of the military often miss big moments at home while they're out defending the country, but those misses can make for happy homecomings when the deployments end.
That was recently the case for one member of the Navy. Robert Bruce Jr. came home to meet his 3-week-old son for the first time. Bruce's wife says her parents helped her through the birth, but what she really wanted was her husband by her side. The new dad was on a humanitarian mission in the Pacific when his son was born at the end of July.
He is amazing. He's beautiful. Everything that I had hoped and more.
What a beautiful reunion. While he was deployed, the captain of Bruce's ship let him call his wife to hear baby Jackson's first cries.
I'm just excited to be back with my family, really. That's just the most important thing to me right now. I'm just so happy.
Jackson Gray greeted his dad for the first time dressed in his very own Navy uniform.
I love it.
Oh, I just love that story.
Styling since birth.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, that's it for now on CBN News Today. You can find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about at cbnnews.com.
And tell us what you think about the stories you've seen here today. You can do that on Facebook or at CBN News on Twitter. Hope you'll join us again right here next time. Have a wonderful Wednesday, everybody.
If you had a choice between going bald and a full head of hair, which would you choose? Advances in medical science have resulted in the world's first and only permanent solution to hair loss.
Yes!
You wash it, you cut it. It's your own real, naturally growing hair. When it comes to hair restoration, no one in the world has more experience than Bosley. The results look completely natural and are affordable on nearly any budget. But the entire process can't be explained in 60 brief seconds. So to find out more about this clinically proven and permanent solution to hair loss, call now to receive your free no-obligation information kit. It'll answer all of your questions about hair loss and hair restoration. Plus, we'll also send you this $250 gift certificate just for calling. Every day you wait, you're losing more hair. So don't put it off any longer. You owe it to yourself to find out the facts. Choose hair. Choose Bosley.
Call 800-868-9957. That's 800-868-9957.
Introducing the CBN Bible from CBN.com. Now, an easier way to study the Bible and grow in your faith. Highlight your favorite verse. Read separate versions at a glance. Click and read a commentary. Or cross-reference your favorite verse using the Strong's Concordance. All the right tools to study the Bible, all in one place. The CBN Bible, available at cbn.com/Bible or the iTunes App Store.